Hi, Bill and Alisa Winslow here with the Winslow Group at Coldwell Banker Schmidt Realtors here in Northern Michigan. And we are in March now, so that means we have February's numbers, and we're going to talk a little bit about where the market is right now, or at least where it was in February. Despite bank failures and interest rates and big metro markets maybe being down, Alisa, fill us in on how February ended for Emmett and Charlevoix counties.
Well, it's deja vu all over again, or since we're talking about February, maybe we should call it Groundhog Day all over again. So when we think about these market reports over the last several years, 2 to 3 years, we saw every single month appreciation, home value appreciation in double digits. If you've been watching our content the last few months, you know that starting in December and January, we saw that appreciation actually level off. We saw depreciation in home values for the first time. So we've been very anxious to see what was going to happen when the February numbers came out. And I would say that, like I said, home appreciation is back. We've been seeing it, we've been feeling it, and we'll be talking more about that. I'm going to hit the numbers real quick, and then we'll just kind of talk through what we think is driving the numbers. So the first number we look at is units sold. Units sold was actually up for the first time in a long time in Charlevoix County, but in a kind of moderate way at 5%. Down 15% in Emmett County. That's a lot better, though, than what we saw in terms of unit sales volume in the previous month. And these are year-over-year figures. We saw 14% price appreciation with an average, actually it's a median price of $399 in Emmett County. Similar results in Charlevoix at 19% at $345,000 median price. We did see more listings. That's interesting, and we should definitely talk more about that. We saw 49 homes listed. That's a 17% increase in Emmett County, and 28 homes listed in Charlevoix County. That's a 4% increase.
Yeah, I don't have last month's numbers off the top of my head, but I know that the new listing count was down something staggering, like pushing 50%. So a little bit of relief for buyers, maybe seeing those listings coming back, but not at a roaring rate. We're still facing, I would consider an inventory, not crisis, but an inventory shortage though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And then on days on the market, we saw that trend up pretty significantly in December and January for the first time in several years. It is back down, and it's back down in a meaningful way in both markets. We saw an 18% decline year over year. So that's February of this year from February of last year, down to 53 days on the market in Emmett County, and a jaw-dropping 38 days on the market in Charlevoix County. And the last stat I'll throw out there, and then we can kind of talk through it all, is the sold at or over list price. We did see some moderation in this number. We have for the last several months. This was in the 50s last year. We are seeing it down to 38% sold at or over asking price and 45% at or over asking price in Emmett County and Charlevoix County, respectively. So what do you think about all this?
Still continues to be a very interesting market. I don't know if you use the word fluid, but it is changing. I mean, obviously March is going to shape up probably to be very different than February. There is some seasonality, or a lot of seasonality in our market here in Northern Michigan. However, I think in December and January, we were talking, here's the return of price reductions, days on the market going back up. Sometimes in our market here in Northern Michigan, there's not quite, or even month to month, there's not a large enough sample to really make some bold either predictions or statements about the market. We will get you a first quarter report that will be coming up next month. So I'll be interested to see how that shakes out year over year, since there was such a big variance in January versus February here.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And we will be doing quarterly reports because that volume of data just makes it so much easier to feel good about what the data is telling us. But even outside of that, when we're comparing month over month, same period, we can still feel pretty confident that we're seeing some trends that suggest that what we've said all along, there's moderation in the marketplace. Price appreciation is still there, It's coming down a little bit. 14% in Emmett County is still pretty high, though, for a year-over-year appreciation rate. When we're looking at, we know since 2018, at the end of last year, we were at 78% appreciation in Emmett County. So that's still a pretty significant number. I think, though, what we're seeing in the numbers, when you're seeing days on the market go up and down, and you're seeing sold at or over list price start to moderate down a little bit, is you're seeing what we've talked about all along, is that sort of normalization, but also volatility. You use the word fluid. I like that. I like the idea too of volatility. So, and what we've been observing in the market's interesting too, when you talk about how buyers have sort of come back and what we've seen with some of our recent listings. And I don't know if you want to share some of that.
Just that competitive offers in certain price ranges, if the marketing's done right, the initial pricing's done right, the whole launch of the listing is done right, we are seeing not just 1 or 2 or 3 offers, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 offers in a competitive situation. So still an interesting market where some things, and I don't know if it's the marketing, the pricing, the presentation of the home, some things are seeing the price reductions, but others are launching with a lot of success right from the get-go. So good news for sellers. I think the market is still really strong for sellers, still a little bit challenging for buyers. We do, as we touched on before, we do have some techniques that work in these competitive situations for buyers. So if you want more content like this, more market research, DM us, hit the like button and smash the like button, hit the subscribe.